No, okay, so I guess, I don't know if it's the second worst. There's probably worse dates I can remember, but one of the other worst dates I went on was, this girl was like, we were talking, whatever, and eventually she was like, I want to learn to play Magic the Gathering. And I'm like, oh, I play that. I've been playing since, like, middle school, and I play it off and on. And Charlie's been tinkering with it a bit, actually.
Instant
it's
panty drop.
I know, but it's whatever. It's alright. It's an okay game. But I was like, how about...
One step below Yu-Gi-Oh! In terms of card games.
Actually, no, Yu-Gi-Oh's the worst.
That's gonna spark a discussion.
So
That's
anyway,
the
I
title
was
of
like,
this
well...
podcast. Is Yu-Gi-Oh! Better than Magic the Gathering? That's what
Is
everyone...
Yu-Gi-Oh! better
Andrew
than
is
anime?
pro Yu-Gi-Oh, so everyone's gonna hate on Yu-Gi-Oh.
Just title it Children's Card Games. Children ass games. But
Oh yeah, that's gonna get advertiser friendly right there. Great. This will be monetized.
Can we
sure.
still buy spots for episode 7 ass sniffing?
we gotta get on them. They're cornering the pedophile market. Untapped gold.
Yeah, literally half the podcast has been ass sniffing stories and pedophilia.
Is that a
Please go on,
problem?
Andrew?
So
No, not to me. I love it.
So anyway, this date, she was like, I want to learn this card game, whatever. I was like, well, that could be like a fun date. Why don't we go to a card store and like
Fun
we can
date.
Just, we can
I
just
feel like you carry half the blame here, Andrew.
I mean,
Go to
you want me tell
people's
the story or not,
trailers and
Kaya?
you're
want
up
me
for
to tell
card
the
game
story?
dates.
Yes, I want
Do
you to
you
tell the
want
story.
me to tell-
Stop interrupting.
So being my nerdy and reclusive self, I was like, why don't we go to a card store? We can hang out. I can teach you. We can just play the game, and it'll be fun. I have my cards. She has her cards. Whatever. Whatever. So fuck it.
When does this take place, by the way? What year is this?
1998, at the height of card
You know that
games.
scene? What movie is it where there's the couple and they're making that clay sculpture to that
Ghost?
romantic music?
Ghost?
What? Dirty
Poltergeist.
Yeah,
Poltergeist.
Ghost. It's
Poltergeist.
Ghost.
Oh,
It's one of the two.
I imagine Andrew's doing that to the girl with like a deck
Yu-Gi-Oh
of cards
cards.
like in front of her.
Yeah, I just lean tenderly
hands
into
are
her
just
ear
over
and I
hers.
go, I tap 2 mana. Jackson, they found out about your dogs. Run.
are they taking it away finally?
Yeah, they heard the bin story.
Jackson's family's finally getting busted.
We found where that lady who kidnapped all the animals lives.
They realized in Australia the shit swirls the other direction in the sink. You're the real one.
You hear his
So-
mom loading shotgun shells in the background.
Jackson, we gotta go.
Get to the getaway
bin.
vehicle.
Jackson,
Grab the dogs.
Get in the bin, Jackson. Get in the bulletproof bin.
Take off your clothes and get in the
Bunker bin.
van, Jackson. So we got to the card store, and this was a card store that I had gone to maybe once or twice. I had another one that I actually regulared, but this one, so I was familiar with it, but it wasn't like my main go-to place, and it was kind of safe for that. So the girl, as she's on her way, because we made plans whenever, she's like, oh, by the way, can I bring my friend? And I'm like, and it was, she was like, I already picked her up. And I'm like, oh, well, fuck, cool, awesome, great, fine, yeah, whatever. So
Threesome.
she
That's a long
picks up,
text.
she
You shouldn't have said
arrives
that.
at the card store, and she, first of all, is 100 pounds heavier than her pictures. Just, and she has a
Well,
face.
her pictures are very light. They're pictures.
What?
Cut that out.
No, we're leaving that in. So,
Alright.
so she's massive, and her face looks like between her before and after shots, someone hit her with a brick. Like her face had genuinely splayed out. I don't know if it's because she got massive, or because she developed some sort of self-abuse issue. But by God, she was. I'm
Self-abuse, like she punches herself.
honestly,
Form
maybe.
of emo.
Fucking maybe. Charlie, are you okay?
2017, they don't cut anymore. They punch themselves.
Dude, no, maybe.
So they
And
swell up.
I don't like to be mean to people, and I really don't like to prejudge girls on dating sites. Oh my God.
Charlie needs an oxygen tank.
Fucking self-abuse for a bruised face. Wow. What the fuck do you think she's doing? Just slamming her face on the countertop?
That's honestly what I thought. Yeah, she flattened her face out somehow. It looked
Christ.
intentional. I don't know, but so I don't like to prejudge people on dating sites because whatever. But
Yes, we know.
she was literally the
Maybe
ugliest
you
woman I've ever
should.
seen. She was the ugliest woman I've ever seen, and I'm being mean because she catfished me with it super hard. It was astonishing how unattractive she was.
I hope she doesn't watch this.
And then her friend got out of the car, and she was also like 250 plus pounds. She was a large woman, and I'm like, okay, great. Like this is fuck. So
Well, I don't know.
we
what
go
you
in the card
expected from a
store.
Card game date.
I played fucking card games with some chick at Barnes and Noble, and she was cute. It
I meant, like,
happens sometimes.
I meant, like, you can't really be that disappointed when your whole goal was just to
Oh.
play card games.
Dude, no. When I go out for dates, I expect disappointment more than I do success. Trust me.
Oh, okay. All right, well,
It's
at least-
just half of the time it's just something to do, or someone who
You were
my life
disappointed
is depressing.
despite that.
So we walk in the card store, and everyone in there is obviously immediately staring at me and them because it's like,
Because you got two chicks. They've never seen women before.
well, not only that, but
true.
these two
Who's the
girls,
stud?
they're also gossiping like middle schoolers. And just like oh my god, like
I mean,
that's
wasn't
something
this
like, oh
in
my
middle
god, like
school?
that. Yeah, this happened 10 years ago after I got groomed by my
Andrew, what
pedophile.
year is it? You haven't told us. I don't know.
This was my freshman year in college.
So, like, what, 4 years ago? 5
Well,
years ago?
to be fair, it was also when I was picking the game up again because a lot of my friends at school were playing it, so I was actually kind of
Why
excited
play
to be
with
like, "Hey,
normal
let's
people?"
play." It's been half an
Go
hour,
online
and
and
I've
find
gotten to
Fatty.
the first step of this fucking story.
Alright, fine. Jeez, tell us your great story about your
It's
newly
not
discovered
great. I don't
card
care.
fetish.
Yeah, so then I shoved a Blue Eyes White Dragon in her pussy, and then anyway, so we walk through the card store, and they're like gossiping, giggling at everything. They're like those girls where it's like, oh my god, we're girls in a game store. Like, oh my god, everyone's gonna be staring at us. Oh my god, like, can you look at these doors? It was just automatically like, oh god, what the fuck is wrong with you? So eventually we sat at the very back table, as far away as I could bring people, because I was like, yeah, I'll teach you guys to play, let's sit away from the distractions. And I tried my fucking damnedest to not talk to anyone in there, because I immediately knew I was never coming back to this card store. And since this day, I've never been back to that card store, despite the fact that I went to that school for all 4 years, and it was like 10 minutes away. So they sit down, and I guess we're playing the game, but it was just this mishmash of them like giggling and gossiping and being fucking annoying and genuinely stupid and just not getting it. And
Like, could she actually play it, or
she
was
said
it
that she
clearly
had
just
cards.
An excuse?
She said her brother played. She had her own cards, and she wanted to play and had tried it a couple times, but she wanted someone to actually teach her. So I mean, you can ask Charlie. I think I teach games pretty easily.
No,
Pretty
I'm not
decently.
judging you. I'm asking if
Yeah.
she was showing any genuine interest in learning,
Oh,
or if you were
she was.
thinking she was actually just using it as an excuse to meet guys.
She was half snidely showing interest between chattering to her friend about inane bullshit. So she was kind of like doing it as like, no, okay, like every 5 seconds she'd go, no, okay, seriously, I want to learn. I'm serious. No, okay, for real. And like
God.
then she'd make like some shitty bratty joke or just be a terrible fucking like muck from Pokemon. It was, oh god, she like slogged into her seat more than she actually sat in it. So about maybe a fifth into what I had planned to be there for, I had given her an out of like, hey, look, I got this project I got to do, so I'm gonna have to leave like
The blue
at
project.
this point. I mean, yeah, the blue project is back. No,
The
I was in
Smurf
school. I was in school, so I just said I had to meet at my like library for a group project. Something I don't remember. But anyway, I said, listen, before I go, do you have cards that you want to trade? Because like I can take some of
I like it. You fleeced her. before you
So
did it.
I went. I can take some of your rarer stuff that like you won't use and use it in like my tournament level decks, and I can give you a bunch of like lesser stuff so that way you can build like decks and play with your friend here and shit. And she was like, yeah, that's cool. So I looked through her binder and I started rearranging stuff. I was like, yeah, I'll take this one and I'll give you these 3 for it, or oh, I'll take these 2 and like I'll give you this one shiny one, when the shiny one was like a common thing that they gave away for free. And eventually, by the time I was done, I had taken like $80 worth of cards from her. And I went, all right, well,
Highway robbery.
why don't you guys,
the
play
most.
with those new ones, and I gotta go. We'll talk later. And then I never went back to that store or talked to her ever again.
But he robbed someone there.
The saddest part of that whole story
It
is
was
I looked at her
equivalent
binder.
exchange.
Yeah,
I
that's pretty
at least
sad.
gave her 1 card for 1 card. What can I say?
He left out the part where he told her to subscribe to his YouTube channel, and we thank you
I
for
did.
watching this podcast.
I went, hey, by the way, just in case you like this date, watch Hug Piece on YouTube. I play the Magic the Gathering and other stuff, yeah. Ask anyone in here, they'll tell you.
It's a Hugbee's poster.
I feel like
Yeah,
that
it was-
would be a
yeah,
good
my-
scam. If you had like a good-looking lady friend, you could just send her out to these card stores to trade these losers for their best cards and then sell them online.
Pretty sure that's prostitution.
That's really smart.
Is that prostitution?
Prostitution. She doesn't have to do anything. She just has to talk to these idiots, and they'll come in their pants because it's the first time any lady has ever talked to them.
So to answer
least
your
without
question,
spitting
the
at
best
it.
way to fake an orgasm as a male is to take a woman to a card game store. That concludes Jackson's advice. for
That's
us.
the best way to make her fake orgasms for the rest of her life.